Welcome to Chillax Recap Studio. Today, we're diving into a 2018 horror and sci-fi film. Spoiler alert. Now, sit back, chill, and relax. Day 89, in a silent town, a family tiptoes through the silence, barefoot and wary. Among the scattered missing persons flyers, Evelyn, the mother, searches an abandoned store for medicine for her sick son, Marcus. As she reassures her deaf daughter, Regan, using sign language, Regan checks on her younger brother, Beau, who's lost in his imagination, drawing a rocket. Rocket, that's how we'll get away, he signs to her, reaching for a toy space shuttle. It almost crashes to the floor, but Regan catches it just in time. Meanwhile, their father, Lee, scavenges for electronics to boost their radio signal and picks up some cutting pliers for Regan. As night approaches, the family prepares to leave, but their hearts sink when they see Beau holding the toy shuttle. Lee carefully takes it away, removing the batteries and signing, "It's too loud." But as they head home, Regan secretly gives the toy back to Beau, who grabs the batteries on his way out. Their journey home is marked by a trail of sand they've laid to muffle their footsteps. Just as they cross a bridge, the sound of the toy shuttle echoes through the air. Lee races back in horror, but it's too late. A creature snatches Beau in an instant. Day 472. Life goes on at the Abbott family's farm. Lee has turned the basement into a fortress of surveillance equipment, hoping to contact other survivors, surrounded by notes and news clippings about the alien invasion. Evelyn, pregnant and preparing for the baby, sets up an oxygen tank and a soundproof crib. As she hangs immobile, she asks Regan to call her father for dinner. Reluctantly, Regan does. They eat in silence, their meals served on leaves instead of plates. Later, Regan and Marcus play Monopoly. But when Marcus accidentally knocks over a lantern, the room is tense with fear. They freeze, waiting for something to happen. A loud noise on the roof startles them, but it's just a raccoon. Lee goes to the basement to work on a cochlear implant processor for Regan. Evelyn joins him, and they share a moment, dancing quietly to Neil Young's Harvest Moon. The next day, as Lee spreads more sand on their walking paths, Evelyn checks her blood pressure in the cellar. Her due date is approaching. Regan, careful to step only on the parts of the floor that don't creak, tries to go down to the basement, but Lee stops her. He's added amplifiers to her new cochlear implant processor, but she refuses to try them on, frustrated that they never work. Hurt, Lee hands them to her and sets off on an excursion. He wants Marcus to join him, but the boy is scared. Regan wants to go instead, but Lee tells her to stay and take care of her mother. Devastated, she retreats to her room, tries the implant, and when it doesn't work, she leaves the farm, heartbroken. Lee takes Marcus to the river, teaching him that making small sounds is okay as long as there's something louder nearby. Next to a waterfall, they speak freely. Marcus asks why Lee didn't let Regan come, and if he blames her for Beau's death, as she blames herself. Lee assures him that it was no one's fault and that he still loves Regan. Meanwhile, Regan reaches the bridge where Beau died and places the toy shuttle at his memorial. She disables its sound, leaving it there as a tribute. Back at home, Evelyn's water breaks. She heads to the basement, but steps on a nail, fighting back a scream. The pain causes her to drop a frame, attracting a creature into the house. Desperately, she turns on the red warning lights and sets a kitchen timer as a distraction. As the creature attacks the timer, she escapes upstairs, but another alien is already inside. She hides in the bathroom, sinking into the tub as labor begins. Lee returns home to see the red lights, signaling danger. He tells Marcus, "I need you to make a sound louder," and Marcus sets off fireworks. Lee searches the house and finds Evelyn with their newborn son. Marcus, trying to make his way back, runs into trouble with a creature in the cornfield, but is knocked unconscious after hitting a tractor wheel. Regan returns home and spots Marcus's flashlight in the cornfield, but doesn't hear the creature approaching. Luckily, her cochlear implant emits a high-pitched feedback that drives the alien away. She finds Marcus, and they climb to the top of the grain silo. Meanwhile, Evelyn, exhausted, makes Lee promise to protect their children before she falls asleep in the flooded cellar. Regan and Marcus, stranded on top of the silo, fall inside when the hatch gives way. As they sink into the grain, an alien is drawn to the noise. They narrowly escape by using the hatch door for cover. Regan's implant emits feedback, causing the creature to flee. Regan and Marcus hide in a pickup truck, but the alien returns. Lee, badly injured, sacrifices himself to save his children, telling Regan he loves her before letting out a final scream to draw the alien away. The children roll the truck back to the house, reuniting with their mother. But another alien is on its way. They retreat to the basement, where Regan, seeing her father's work on her implants, realizes the alien's weakness. She amplifies the feedback from her implant, incapacitating the alien, and Evelyn finishes it off with a shotgun. As more aliens approach, Regan cranks up the speakers, and Evelyn gets ready, determined to protect her family. That's it for this recap. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this. Thanks for watching.